going live today, but there's just something that is moving through that I want to share. And it's funny, this morning I was at the gym, and often Kurt, my fiance, he'll be done, or I'll be done my workouts and I'm waiting for him. So I was on the treadmill and I heard like run. And running for me is a very sacred thing. It was actually about a year ago today where I got into running. And I remember I was in Austin at the time, staying at this like incredible Airbnb in this beautiful neighborhood. There's like the gigantic trees. Like it's a very like that kind of neighborhood you want to live in. And I woke up that day and God said, run. And I took a photo of that moment. I should post it. I took a photo of that moment and God said, run. And I remember like since then, it was May last year. It's almost May. It's been a very sacred experience. When I run, it's like I connect to the divine. I connect to God. So I'm at the gym waiting for my fiance, waiting for Kurt to be done. And I heard run again. So I know when I run, something big is about to happen. And this is on the back end of spending the last 2 days being in a very rebirth, death kind of energy. I am a big fan of evolution. I'm a big fan of letting things die, of letting new versions of you come alive and come online. So I heard run. That's what I turned the music up. There's certain songs that I have that always like pull me into that space. And so I put those songs on, I'm blasting it, and I start running. And when I run, like I start off like warm up for like maybe 30 seconds, but then I run. So when I run, I'm running full force, because for me, it's running into a new frequency. Like it is running as fast as I can. So I start running and everything around me starts to fade away. Like the guy that I was aware of running beside me on a couple treadmills down fades away. The whole gym fades away. And it is like the void, the blank, the darkness. And that's why I posted on my stories this morning, like I ran into a new timeline, because I did. Like on that treadmill, I entered in one identity, and what I left there, what I ran through, I entered a completely different one. And it was a very, like I said, holy, God-connected, sacred experience. And it's interesting because so many of these experiences can happen from micro moments like that. That's just a run, that's just this. But it's often in these micro moments that powerful shifts happen. And when I got off that treadmill, I felt myself pop. Like as I was running, I literally felt myself pop through a new dimension, through a new timeline, into a new version, and let go of everything that I needed to in order to evolve. And this is huge because being uncomfortable is actually not wrong. Oftentimes when uncomfortable things happen or we are brought to an edge of ourselves, we think that, oh, that's time to retreat, that's time to hold back. But what I've noticed, both for myself and for my clients, is when you are actually willing to break through that edge, to go to the other side, to let those aspects really die, but to sit in that stillness first so that you can break through, that is when the massive things happen. And it's funny because when we're on that edge, right, when the old things are dying, and I think about this, there's so many times in my life that I've done this. When you're about to leap, right, that's when like the fears come in. That's when the doubts come in. That's when it's like, oh, can I do this? And one of my favorite like quotes, and it's interesting, has always been the whole like, but what if I fall? And it's like, oh, but what if you fly? And I remember like back in like the Facebook quote in like days where you had like quotes in like your bio, I remember I had, but what if I fall? And it was like, but darling, what if you fly? And it's interesting because even then I think I kind of knew about my wings. And that is something that I have lived by and that has always served me. Whenever I have been brought to an edge, whenever I've brought into a new evolution of myself, my company, my brand, what I'm doing, where I'm going, I've always chosen to fly. I've always chosen to get uncomfortable. I've always chosen to sit in that stillness. Because what often happens is when that stillness comes, right? And we've all experienced it, like whether you want to call it ego death, dark night of the soul, like something is breaking down upon you. And I know this is true for so many of my clients right now. There's no coincidence that I'm going through breakthroughs and my clients are going through breakthroughs at the exact same time. I literally just got out of a one-on-one call before this, and she had the exact same morning I did. And I was like, of course, it's no surprise. But it's interesting that this happens because when you sit in that stillness without trying to fix, without trying to micromanage, without making it mean something that it doesn't need to mean or needing to figure it out, you actually allow yourself to be birthed into something new. And this was so powerful because I know that I wouldn't have had the breakthrough I had this morning if I hadn't been willing yesterday and for the past couple days to sit in the uncomfortableness and to sit in what was being called forward of me. And so when I say I popped out running on this treadmill at full force, I was like, oh, and I immediately saw it. But so often what I see women do is I see them searching for the clarity, grasping on, trying to figure it out before being the woman who can sit in the stillness. And so that's when I knew, right? I was not forcing. I was not like, hey, let me run to figure this out. It was like I was chilling and God said run, so I ran. And that's when it happened. I want you to ask yourself right now, have you actually been willing to get uncomfortable? Now, I know I spoke about this in a previous live, and I think even the one before that, because I was talking about all in April. And when I make like a commitment to myself to be all in, if I'm going all in, it's funny. As soon as you set the intention for something, the universe will show you, God will show you all those little ways that you need to refine, that you need to clean up, that you're saying you're all in. Okay, what about this? You're saying all in. Okay, what about this? And it gives you those opportunities. And this is why, to me, like safety in the nervous system is just so important, because safety has always been that thing, that anchor point that has allowed me to carry through. It has always been that thing that has given me that courage, that trust, that certainty to leap. Which is why even back in the Facebook days, you know, when it was 2007, I always thought, but what if I fly? But what if I fly? Okay, now can I go even higher? Can I do something that's even scarier? Can I go to my edge? Can I allow myself to become more of me? How can I let more of that through? How can I let myself evolve? And I know if you're watching this, right, you are a visionary. You are a powerful woman. And so when we are doing things differently. We are doing things that have never been done before. And it's interesting because literally on the one-on-one call I was just on, she was breaking down in tears because she's like, this feels impossible. This feels big. And I'm like, yes, because it's never been done before. We are legacy builders. We are building something that comes through us, right? It is the divine working through us. And so, yes, it feels impossible. It feels big because it hasn't been done. We are doing it first. And when you walk with that certainty, when you walk with that safety, that's what makes you unstoppable. You are not here for ordinary. It's interesting. If you have not heard that song, The Ordinary by Alex Warren, has been on repeat in my head for probably about a week now. I tend to find songs that are anchor points for me, and I listen to them on repeat until I basically don't listen to them anymore. And that is like such a powerful song for me right now. But that safety and coming back into that allows you to leap, allows you to feel that solidarity within yourself so that you can trust yourself to do something that's never been done. And it's so funny because when I think back on this, right, when I was doing bloating and hormones and helping people with their chronic symptoms through trauma release and emotional healing, that was new then. Like people around me, like it wasn't very common. This was back in like 2020. Now I look around, everyone is talking about emotional healing and how your symptoms are connected to trauma. I was like, yeah, we talked about this 5 years ago. Then I was, doing Akashic Records and I was like, everyone thought I was new. Everyone thought I was crazy. Then they started getting readings from me and they're like, oh my God. And now so many people do readings, right? So many people do, whether it's tarot or Akashic or all these things. And it's funny because I know what I'm doing now and what I'm evolving into now. I'll watch in a few years down the line, I'll be like, oh yeah, of course. Because the few of us, right, the ones of us that are visionaries, that are going for it, that are building legacies and empires and things that have never been done before, you will look crazy on the outside. You will feel crazy because you are building something new. You are building something that has never been done before. And so they will call you crazy and then they'll come ask you how you did it, right? It's a quote you may have heard before, but it's funny because it happens to me all the time. Clients come back or people come back like, oh, like, how did you do that? I want to learn about that. So I really want you to come back into this. I want you to come back and find safety in the stillness. I want you to find the safety within yourself. I want you to find that anchor point where you actually go all in with your energy. All in your frequency, all in with everything that you are. And when those layers that need to be shed, and when it feels like you're kind of dying inside, because identities are dying, you let them go. You come back into your system. You've got you. And you fly. And you run for it. Like I was running on the treadmill, like you're running for your life. Because you are. And this is why, like, to me, running, if you haven't tried running before, I would try running because it is it's a body experience, right? It very much gets you into your body and out of your head. Where do you need to give yourself that permission? Where do you need to allow yourself to go for it? Where do you need to let yourself become all that you are meant to be? And when the fears, the doubts, the things come up, let that be a sign that your nervous system needs to anchor into that safety. That you need to root down and be devoted to your evolution. No matter what the outside is showing you, no matter what other people are doing, and how far can you do the scary things? Because you have more in you. I promise you that. And not more from pushing or forcing or performing or anything like that. More of you. And you don't only owe it to yourself, but you owe it to the world. I will see you soon. And I cannot wait to see you fly.